Hey guys, today I'm going to be giving you our September update. I first want to start out by saying September was hard. I'm just going to throw that out there and let you guys know that it was not the most joyous month based off of how busy we were. We were just extremely busy, and I completely underestimated the amount of activities that we would have going on. In comparison to last year, my daughter's volleyball schedule probably has twice the amount of games this year than last year. So that was not anticipated. And also we added in soccer for my two youngest daughters. So you have 2 days of practice and games on the weekends. It's just been really busy. And in that busy, I found that we just fell behind in some areas because we were on the go constantly. I have some work that I need to do, and I'm working on that right now, but making sure that at the end of the day, I am recording what the girls did. I am looking at their work and not just taking their word for it. Now, I don't consider them as not telling the truth, but there will be times where I'm like, okay, we have 15 minutes. Everybody clean up and let's go. In my mind, they're done. I thought they had completed their work, but they had not completed some things. Or on Fridays, because it's a little bit more of a relaxed day for us, they weren't doing their test because they get excited about the different activities that we have going on, or field trips, or we have a volleyball game, but they only had to do tests on those days. There were just some things that there are things that I need to do better. I have to take accountability for that. I also sat down with my two oldest daughters and I said, we have to work together. This is a team. We are a unit. So when you're not done with something, I need you to verbally explain that to me, because in my mind, I'm thinking we have this set time for these things and I know that they're going to be done with it. But let's be honest, they're not always done. They play, they run around. If I step out of the schoolroom, literally 30 seconds after I'm out of here, it just breaks loose in here. And so I have to then come and manage that. So if I'm doing something outside of the schoolroom during our school time, it's not as productive for them because they're children and they're choosing to just not do work. Sometimes they just don't want to do it. And I get that. So we're working on the responsibility aspect of it, the accountability of it as well. And that's why we have different systems in place, but I was not doing my part. I own that. I understand it. It's necessary and we have to slow down. We've just been going too fast. I do have a rule that if we do not finish activities for school and what needs to be done, then extracurricular activities are a no-go. And that rule has been loose, unfortunately, because I was not aware that certain things were not being completed on certain days. Until recently. I also fell behind, like 2 weeks behind on recording what the girls did. And that took me a lot of time to catch that up, but they helped me. I sat down with each one of my girls and I said, okay, let's go back to this specific date and let's go through what you've completed. Another problem we ran into is that they are not consistently putting dates on their work, which makes it a little bit more challenging for me if I just want to grab a book and see what they've done on this specific day. So we are working as a team unit a lot better. I know we're only a few days into October, but it's working and everyone is motivated in doing so. We still have the calendar up on our board that they are able to check their work off. I am checking their work at the end of the day, making sure that we do not get behind. But I'm not just checking at the end of the day, I'm checking with them throughout the day. So where are you now? What subjects do you have left? Have you graded this? Is it time for us to sit down and talk about the questions that you missed? It's a whole process and we all have to work together to do that. The busyness of our lives does create that necessity, but we were focused on the busyness of our lives and we did not put those things into place. Those checks and balances are necessary within our household, or we're just going to keep falling behind. So I have to set those boundaries. I know a lot of people are like, don't put time frames on it, or so what if they don't finish? They can get to it tomorrow. But it wasn't that they weren't finishing because they didn't understand the concept or they didn't have time. It's simply we put a hard stop on it so we can move on to something else. And once you move on, if you don't take notes about what you didn't do, you forget. It's gone, it's over, it's done. That's the end of it. So that is part of how our September went, just super busy. We are slowing down now. We are about to embark on lots of travel for this month, which we're really excited about. This is planned. We're working on it. It's going to be a great month. I'm excited about what October has for us. and just the renewed sense of energy that we need, and renewed focus that we need to make sure that those checks and balances are in place and that we can hop back into some of our schoolwork. We did have to take a break from a few things because it was just too much. We were not able to complete what we needed to in a day simply because we had too many things going on, too many subjects to cover, and there's just not enough time within our school day to do so. There are seasons like that. This is a busy season for us, but it doesn't last the whole time. End of October into November, things are going to slow down again because some of the extracurricular activities that we have, they will go away and we can get back into a group. And that's okay. I'm okay with that because I know that it's necessary. What I'm not okay with is us just saying, we're not going to worry about it. Maybe we'll come back to it later. I don't really know how it's going. I'm not okay with that. I am responsible for our girls' education. They are also responsible for their education as well. And we have to make sure that that is where our focus is and stay grounded in that and understanding that this is what's necessary for this season of our lives, and pick and choose and make sure that we are actively working toward the same goal. So that's what we're doing now. Okay. Moving into curriculum, I'm going to start with my 5th grader. First thing up on her curriculum list is Easy Grammar. She has been doing Easy Grammar along with daily grams. Still been going really good for her. We're understanding how the books work, how they function, all of those things. And she's liking it. Like, there's no problems with Easy Grammar. She actually really enjoys doing it, which is awesome because you're learning and you enjoy it. I mean, to me, that's like the whole purpose, in my opinion, of education anyway, is to learn something and actually enjoy it. And who would have thought that, my 5th grader would enjoy grammar? I don't know. She does like to write, so maybe she's a unicorn of the group. And she also loves unicorns. But Easy Grammar has been awesome for us. We will continue with that and just keep going. There's nothing wrong with it whatsoever. The next thing that she's doing that's a part of her curriculum is Saxon. So she is currently doing Saxon 6.5. We have been doing Saxon. She did Saxon 5.4 last school year. I always forget what it is. The numbers are backwards. But she did that last school year, finished it up at the beginning of this school year. I believe she is on, she's on about lesson 20, which is totally fine. She's doing great. She's doing all of the work. She's understanding it in the investigation. She doesn't complain about it. We've kind of been hit and miss with Nicole the math lady because a lot of what's going on in the beginning of this book is a review for her from the previous level, and she's having a great time. So I am stressing, and maybe it's just me, but I'm really encouraging our girls to try to get everything right. It's not a mandatory. It doesn't mean that you're less than perfect if you don't, but just try. Because I think when they don't miss a question, they're like, oh my God, I didn't miss anything. And I'm like, yes, it is possible to do schoolwork and not get anything wrong. So that's just kind of what they think about when they're going through. Now, if they do get it incorrect, we always go over the work. It's not a bummer. They're not like down and feeling like I'm a failure or anything like that. But I just say strive for getting it all correct. Strive for getting every single question correct on your work and see what happens, So Saxon 6.5 is going great. She is also still working on Wordly Wise level 4. Broke our finger at the beginning of the year. We stopped it, all of the things, but she's on lesson 20. There are 20 lessons. So she will be moving on to Wordly Wise level 5 in another week or so. She's really excited about that because she's been feeling like, I don't know, a little less than, but I'm like, it's vocabulary. It's not that big of a deal. Like, you're learning words and that's all that matters. So we're almost done with Wordly Wise, and my girls actually enjoy Wordly Wise. We did take a quick little break from it because of our literature studies, and I will get more into detail about the literature studies, but she's done. One more week and she is finished with it. Other things that she's still working on is spelling, and this is Evan Moore's Building Spelling Skills. It's great. It's just something to keep spelling in their minds and keep them working. And she is also doing the Good and the Beautiful's handwriting level 5. That's it for her. She's doing awesome. She's enjoying everything. No problems whatsoever. While I'm here, make sure that you subscribe to the channel because I do these monthly updates all the time. So if you want to see how we're progressing through our curriculum, make sure you hit the subscribe button so you don't miss the progression. And you can decide if what we're using for curriculum or what we're doing every single day in our lives here at the Life with Tillmans suits you and you want to start implementing some of those things. The last time I did a monthly update, I gave an award for the best curriculum for each one of my daughters. For my 5th grader, her award for best curriculum is going to go to I'm still going to give it to Easy Grammar Daily Grams because she just loves it and it's working and she's understanding, it's just, I don't know, it's just really good. It breaks the grammar down so well and drives home those concepts. She's not missing any, like she understands what is happening in grammar and it's really improving her writing, which is something she loves to do. So Easy Grammar Daily Grams gets the award for my 5th grader. One thing I forgot to mention about my 5th grader is that she is in her electives. We are about to switch over to our second 9-week electives here in another couple of weeks, I believe it is. But she has been working on typing a couple of times a week. She's really enjoying it. The next elective for her that she will transition into is cooking, which is perfect because it's right around the holidays and she gets to cook all of our plant-based vegan holiday meals. And she's just gonna have a really good time. All right, guys, moving on to my 4th grader. She is doing the Winston Grammar Program for her grammar. And I really do like this. She loves it. The cards are great. The sentence diagramming that she gets to do on the board is awesome. And she also gets to do sentence diagramming within her book. Let's see. I'm probably not going to show you some of her work, but she would do sentence diagramming here. There are only 30 lessons within this curriculum. And if you ever want a flip through of anything and I don't have that already in my curriculum flip throughs and reviews, make sure you put that down in the comments because I'm always happy to do flip throughs. I'm a visual person and definitely having the availability of seeing what the curriculum looks like along with hearing how people use it and whether they like it or don't like it, pros and cons, is super beneficial for me. So I'm always on board for providing that. So if you want that with anything that I share, just put it down in the comments and I will get it done for you. She does absolutely love this. We have been splitting it up because there are only 30 lessons. It really is supposed to last you for the whole school year. She does about 4 sentences every day. Once we've finished in the core book, we then move on to the supplement book. She'll do 4 sentences a day in that one. And then we'll move on to finding sentences within literature books that she is reading. And we will do that for a few days. So one lesson we can usually stretch out to about 2 weeks, which is perfect. It works great for us. I have no complaints about it. None whatsoever. Next up for my 4th grader is Horizons for Math. Okay, we like Horizons for Math, but she's still in that really easy stage. I don't like to create gaps. I didn't want to skip anything, especially since she came from a different math curriculum to this one. I just didn't want to create any gaps. So I decided that we were just going to do it. So what I've been doing is just going through each lesson and kind of giving her an opportunity to do a couple of problems from each section. If it's something that she's already mastered, we just skip past it. I just started having her take the test. She was able to take 2 tests before I felt like we needed to then go back to those lessons, pick up the lessons, after that test. And that's what we're doing right now. She is, I believe, she's on lesson 40. So that's where we are within this book. There are 160 lessons, 80 of them are in this book, and then there is also a book number 2. She does enjoy it. I can say that we don't always have time to pick up the manipulatives and use it with the curriculum, but for areas that she definitely needs it, we do it. Money is another one. So we always pull out the money for this curriculum so that she can work through it. But Horizons has been great for her. The other things that she is doing is Evan Moore building spelling skills, and this is grade 4. She is also doing the Good and the Beautiful's handwriting, level 4, and then she is working on Wordly Wise, level 4 also. All of these are great. They are really good for bringing the ELA foundation together for my girls. They're just workbooks for them to work through. Nothing spectacular that we do different than what's in there, with the exception of anytime my girls miss a spelling word or a vocabulary word, they then have to go over to their vocabulary journal and put those words there. We don't do anything with them just yet at the end of the year because they will finish these books before our school is over. There's only 20 lessons, so that's 20 weeks. They will finish them before the school year is over, and we will go to that list of vocabulary words and we will start working on those in some way. I haven't quite figured out exactly how, but that will be a way for them to get those vocabulary and spelling words reinforced within their brains. So, best curriculum award for her. It kind of sounds like a buzzer more than a drum. I'm gonna go with it. I am going to give it to Winston Grammar again because she loves it. She just really, really enjoys it. She loves getting up on the board. She loves me teaching her the lessons. She loves that she can go and do the lessons and those sentences without me. and she can check her work. And then if she gets something wrong, we sit down and talk about it. So it's still a go. Absolutely love it. Everything else, we're not changing anything right now. So we're good to go. Okay, moving on to my kindergartner. She's just this age. I just really enjoy teaching kindergarten. Not that I don't 5th and 4th grade. It's just something about her excitement for learning that is just awesome. It's just so new and pure and all of the things. She's not like that all the time, but majority of the time she is. So for phonics, reading, that type of thing, we are using Logic of English Foundations A. She is on lesson 19, I believe it is. We're going at a slow pace, and that's okay. We started out speeding through the beginning, and then it was time for us to slow down. The lessons in this curriculum can be pretty long. So we have, on some occasions, split the lessons up into, oh, my bookmark. We've split the lessons up into 2, sometimes even 3 days, which is okay because this is Foundations A, and then she will move on to Foundations B because we love this curriculum. We're not abandoning it. It has been so instrumental in helping her with her speech. Now, she does see a speech therapist once a week. Her speech therapist has raved about the improvements that she has made over the last month and a half. And that is because of this curriculum, guys. We go through it verbatim, word for word. She loves it. There's games that are included with it. It's so much fun. And I adore looking at her and watching her and doing all of the things with her and knowing that her speech is improving because she's able to practice on all of these different things and it doesn't feel like work. She's not bored. She's not like, oh, I'm tired of saying this, or I don't want to pronounce this correct, or I don't want to do this sound, but she knows all of her phonograms. We're just going back over it and it's really helping with her speech. So I have said it before, but I'm so thankful for this curriculum. It's been awesome. So I don't see us abandoning it whatsoever. And she's progressing so well, not just with her speech, but letter sounds, beginning letter sounds, ending letter sounds, just everything, you know, segmenting the words. There's a lot going on in here. And I have not done a flip through of this. So like I said, if you want to see a flip through of anything, please put it down in the comments and I will definitely give it to you. The next thing for her math that she's been doing is Saxon Math K. We love it. We breeze through it the first several lessons very easily. She is on like lesson 80 and there are 112 lessons. We will be done with Saxon Math K by the end of this year, and then January or so she will move on to Saxon Math 1. She's loving it. There is a little bit of preparation for mama. I don't mind. I look ahead at the beginning of the week and I try to get everything together, and sometimes I don't. But we are still making it. Sometimes it calls for things that we just don't have around our house that they call common things, like plastic straws. We just don't have straws around our house. So I did have to go and buy some straws so that she could do one of the lessons. But then also there are a lot of things that I substitute in there with the curriculum because it's really hands-on. There's not any worksheets or anything like that. So it's all hands-on, and I'll just substitute different items in there that we have within our homeschool room. That saves me time, it saves us money, and she still is learning the concepts. So that's been going really good. Now, on the times that we're not able to do Saxon Math because we're out of the house is the problem. We're gone for homeschool band or something like that. This book right here has been saving our lives. It is simply just, it says Good Grades Kindergarten Workbook. Very simple, right? Just a workbook, 320 pages, but it goes over writing, counting, first words, shapes, and colors. And she and I can sit down and we can work on this book, and she loves it. She does enjoy this book. Now I tabbed the different sections of the book, but she is almost halfway through. She's completed all of this, and we really only do it once or twice a week, depending on what we have going on. So sometimes we do it 3 times a week, but usually it's once or twice on Tuesdays and maybe Wednesdays. So she's breezing right through it. She'll be done with this as well. So we're kind of just using this. There's quite a bit of math. We have not gotten to the words just yet. So we're really kind of just focusing on the math and the numbers and the handwriting part of it, which is great because sometimes we don't get to our Saxon Math because we just don't, or she chooses this, and I'm fine with that. So that's how that has been going. She is also doing the Good and the Beautifuls handwriting, and this is level K. I'm going to give her kindergarten curriculum an award, and the award is going to go to, it's a tie. There is absolutely a tie. Let me do my drum roll. Okay. It's going to be Logic of English and that kindergarten workbook, guys, because it's saving us. It is saving us. Logic of English is still doing awesome things for us. I just can't even deny it. I love that curriculum. Love it. And I've never said that about any curriculum on here, that I just love it so much. But I love that curriculum and my daughter loves it and it's working for her. And I see that progression. It's amazing. I mean, it's just amazing. And the support group that we have on Facebook is amazing as well. Like, those parents in there are on it. You pop a question in and they are like, here, this worked for us, try this. Everyone is just amazing within that community. So that's it. It's probably not a tie. I'm probably just gonna give it to Logic of English again. Okay, on to family subjects. First up on the family subjects list, I consider this to be a family subject because my two oldest daughters do it. My youngest does not, but she does listen to the read alouds and is really engaged in it. But it is going to be Moving Beyond the Page, Miss Frisbee and the Rats of Nim. Love it, love it, love it. The book is so interesting. We are deep into this. There are 13 lessons in it. We are on lesson 6, moving into lesson 5, or lesson 7, and it's supposed to be 1 lesson per week, I believe, or no, it's not. It's actually supposed to be 1 lesson per day, but we don't do it that fast. That would take us way too long. So we're doing like 1 lesson maybe every 3 to 4 days. We don't do it on Fridays either, but the girls are loving it. And what I did was just make some copies of the pages here. And they have different levels for like the activities. There's, beginning level, and then there's a little bit more advanced. I give my 5th grader the advanced, I give my 4th grader the beginning level, and it works out great. And we have great discussion about it. It's just been awesome. I'm very glad. And this one is for ages 8 to 10. And my girls fall right in that range. So we're loving it. So if you are ever interested in seeing all the details of the Moving Beyond the Page literature studies, let me know. Once again, put it down in the comments. I do want to share too that we have an Instagram page at Life of Tillmans, and I share just our day-to-day activities. So if you see us on there, if you follow us over there, you'll see projects that we're doing, science projects, just our day-to-day routine, thought processes, all of that, because I post those day-to-day activities over there. So it's a lot more of like an instant feed from us. So be sure to hop over on Instagram if you are there and click follow for the Life of Tillmans, and you'll just get an inside look at what we do every single day instead of just these videos here. All right, for science, we are using God's Design by Master Books. I did decide to go ahead. This is a new addition here. I did decide to go ahead and get the Life for Beginners. Now, this is for my kindergartner. She was enjoying what we were working on. We are doing human body section. She was enjoying it, but she needed more activity. So in this book, there are options. I think this is the animal section, but there are options for her to trace things. There are questions that are more geared to her level, and it does flow right along, same pattern and everything as this God's Designed Life, and this is for the older children. So we're just working through this. We're really enjoying it. We have a skeleton on our wall. We have our human body model out. We have tons of books that we can refer to. We've done 3 or 4 science projects that come with the lessons. It's just been overall really, really good and hands-on for the girls. And we're doing this 2 to 3 times per week. We complete about 3 lessons, maybe 4 lessons a week. If we do it 2 days, I usually try to get in 2 lessons. But it's a really great curriculum, and it's simple. It's to the point. The girls understand. And there's also challenge questions that if you have an older child, you can give them those challenge questions, and you can keep the basic questions for your younger children. My girls are 10 and 9. I give them both actually, and we discuss it. So it's more of a family affair, but we really are enjoying that curriculum. Moving on to next is history. I did a complete about face. Like, complete about face. History is just one of those things for me, guys, that I am working on. I'm just working on, and I'm intrigued right now. My interest is peaked, and we're moving in a really good direction. And I think that we have found our groove. One of the 2 history curricula that we are using is Master Books America's Story 1. It's great. It is reading like chapter books, and then there are questions to answer. Now, we are not doing everything. There is a writing component that goes along with it. We don't do that. We do more of the discussion pieces, and then I am providing them with hands-on activities to be able to help make it come to life. They need it. Mama needs it too. I literally need it to come to life. What I decided to add on with it, and I'm so glad that I did, because the books are geared to my girls' reading level. I can expand on it if I want to, but it's not too difficult for them that I feel like, ooh, we probably shouldn't read this book right now. If you followed along, then you know that we were doing the Oh Freedom curriculum. I was going to restart that curriculum again this year, and I just decided not to. Not because I don't think it is an absolutely amazing curriculum. It's just still not at the level that my girls are needing right now. And I want to include all of my girls within our history studies, not just my oldest two. So it's just still a little bit higher level than what we need, but I still have it and I'm not getting rid of it. And I know that there's going to be a time, there's going to be a season when it is perfect for us. It's just not right now. But I did come across this Our Story, His Story curriculum. And we are basically using the reading list within this curriculum to go along with America's Story. So they are coupled together, which is working awesome. The reading list within here is a lot of picture books, short chapter books, and every single book that we've read thus far, the girls have really been into, and me as well. It's a great curriculum with the books that are needed for our girls in the age group in dipping our toe into history at this age. So if you're interested in seeing a flip through of this, let me know. We are about to embark on a couple of the activities within this curriculum as well. And we're not using every aspect of it. We're not using every aspect of America's Story either. I'm putting them together. They're gelling very well for us to create timelines and to get a baseline of American history. So that's where we are with history, and I'm really, really enjoying it, guys. The next thing on our family subjects is going to be our travel the states. We have hit like 4 states, y'all. It's been crazy. Travel the States is for Thursdays and Fridays days. And then, you know, we've had a couple of Fridays off because we've done other things, which were planned Fridays. But we do love it. We've cooked a couple of the items that have been listed in the books for specific foods for that state. The girls enjoy the coloring. It's just been good. So we're just kind of moving at a pace. One of the places we're traveling this weekend, we are going to do the Travel the States while we're there, which I think will be an awesome way to help it come to life even more than it already does. There are a few of the videos that come along with the QR codes that are listed in here that are a little young for my older daughters. They're really not into those very much, but it does give them some decent information, some songs. They color while those videos are going on. There's really not a whole lot to watch for them, but my youngest daughter does enjoy it. So we're going to continue with the Travel the States. Next on the family subjects list is our art curriculum. Y'all, we've only done one lesson, literally one lesson. We've been in school, I think like 6 weeks, maybe 7 weeks, one lesson. And it's not because the curriculum was not fun. We enjoyed the lesson that we did. It's just been that busy season, and this art curriculum was one of the things that we just had to sit down for a little while. But we're excited about picking it back up. There are 18 lessons within this book. Artistic Pursuits is great, and it's really great for the girls. So we're just going slow. It's art. It's okay. I had to tell myself that as well. It's okay. We're still doing lots of different projects. It's fine. But we are going to pick it back up. That is for sure. It is not put down forever whatsoever. And this is not a reflection of the curriculum. I'm going to say that again. Any of the changes that we have made have really not been a reflection of the curriculum itself. It's been a reflection of our household and what we are needing. So I'm not coming on here to tell you don't pick up Artistic Pursuits or switch your history curriculum or any of those things. We just have to make some changes and pull back on some things that makes it realistic for our household. And I talked about that in one of my other videos about like what homeschool is not, and I will link that down in the description, but we just had to redo things according to what we were needing. The next thing on our family subjects list is Spanish. We did the entire first unit of Master Books Spanish. It's an immersion type of Spanish and loved it. We were practicing every day and all of the things, but then we hit that busy season toward the end of August and it just all came to a halt. But we're going back to it. We just have to get over this hump of busy season. And some of you can probably relate because we're just not able to do all the things right now. If you want to see more about what's going on, make sure you subscribe and then check out some of these videos. Bye.